Damn, we got muted.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the motherfucking pride. Yo. What up, everybody? Another episode of the motherfucking BanditSports podcast, YouTube show, however you want to put it, however we like.
The real villains. The real villains.
The real villain show. You already know the OG original. I'm here with a bunch of boats, about 8 of them. We're missing the captain of the boat today, so first mate here, Sky, taking over for the evening. We're gonna start off as we usually do, even though we just did a 25-minute long introduction of everybody already. We're gonna start out with Thrilla. Introduce where you at, where you coming from, bro. Tell us again.
I'm Beast Thriller the Thriller. I do a podcast, JBK Zone coverage on all social platforms. I can't tell you the time this week because I don't know myself, so I'm sorry, but we'll be on.
Thanks, we appreciate it. Rumble, let them know where you can find them. Find them. Find you.
Uncle. I'm here with Bandit and the Villains, of course, and man, yeah, let's talk ball, baby.
Nice shirt, brother.
Right, I do like that.
Hell yeah, that is. Where is that camo? Is that like camo?
Yeah, a little bit, a little
That's
bit.
kind of dope. I never seen that
It's
one
soft.
before. Never seen that one. You got to get the chat plug.
He's over here rubbing his nips and stuff.
I know, right? Settle down, Uncle.
All
right, we got to put Unc to bed. Got to put Unc to bed. He's getting a little too wound up.
I'm eligible.
Right, this is a rated PG-13 show, man.
Yeah, Leo, tell me where we can find you.
Yo, you can find me on X at Leo Barwella, first name, last name.
I appreciate you. Who's next here? Bird. I like that cup. I like it when you talk loud. Noises.
My bad. I might be delayed right now. My stuff's messing up on me. It's your boy
good.
Bird Song. Let's talk about this shit.
Appreciate you. Day.
Welcome back.
Mike, we're doing Mike. Fucking the controller in the background. Mike.
Man, shit, man. All I got to say is Rams fans, please be quiet, man. Start doing some mock drafts. Leave the Lions alone, man. Y'all lost.
Go listen to Kelly Stafford's fucking podcast. You know, that'd be a fucking treat
And
for
she
you guys.
lying, man. She keep changing the story, man. That's a sign of a liar right there.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Mike. You seen what was going on. You seen my
That's
fucking
logical.
comment. You know how I feel about that. Day, CEO,
What
King
up with
Dart,
your boy?
let him know.
Okay, man, why always talk about my darts, man? Leave them alone. What up with your boy Day? Find me on Twitter at Markham246. You can also find me riding these 19s, and they still clean, even cleaner after Sunday.
I'm about to say,
Oh,
they're the
that's
cleanest
right.
they ever been after fucking Sunday.
You got that right.
Tori, let him know.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at TorXOO.
Or line for a Stanley. Let's go.
Oh my god. No,
Find me at Target, 6 to 9 a.m.
I don't wake up that early, but no.
Ain't you
All right,
lucky?
y'all. Let's just jump right into this. I wanna just do this really quick here, just to get the party started for everybody, because I think this is just a great way to start this fucking show off. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get the party started right off rip here.
2 minutes to go. There's Goff back, looking, throws. It is caught. Amon-Ra St. Brown, first down. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. Jared Goff delivers against his former team.
Yes, sir.
Now all they have to do is take a knee 3 times, and this game will be over. 2 minutes.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
That
Jared
being
Goff.
said, I just thought that was a great way to start it off there with a Danny Millie call on the game winner for our first, playoff win in 30 fucking
I'm
years.
about to have a heart attack.
For real. So that being said, history's done. We're done with that shit. Got the first dub in the books. How are we feeling as a collective of this motherfucking situation? Because I don't think we've been here before. We've never been here in a long time.
I've been here in my lifetime.
Nope.
I'm James Brown.
Day, CEO, what's the thoughts?
Man, it was so nice, man. It's so nice to get that monkey off our back. Like, and especially against, our old friend in Stafford, It was just, I mean, it really could have been against anybody, really, for all I care. But it was just, that was the what is it, the cherry on top, it being against Stafford, man. And doing that for Goff, really. Like, the way the crowd was, like, in it with Goff, man. It's bittersweet, man. Just a bittersweet, sweet victory for me.
My biggest thing about it is, in that situation, just to add to your guys' context to talk about here, Jared beating the Rams in McVay. Let's talk about that before we say Stafford. No, I'm not trying to cut you down here, Day, but
no, I get you. That's why
Jared
I switched it
beating
up.
the Rams in McVay, and then Stafford coming to Detroit and getting his ass beat.
Well, let's not forget. There's also another guy on this team that was on that same Rams team.
Big old
Josh
Reynolds. Kind of outcasted. Yeah, Josh Reynolds, man. This was a low key, like, kind of revenge game for him too. So shout out to those guys, man. Goff and Reynolds, man, going in doing big things against their former team, man. It was nice to see. Very nice to see. I didn't cry. I didn't understand the whole crying thing from a lot of people who were crying. I didn't understand that part of it.
A lot of emotions. A lot of emotions were going on. A lot of drinks.
Yeah. I wasn't drinking, so I wouldn't know. I'm sure if I was drinking, I may shed a tear or two.
I will say this. Being there, and Tori can contest, and everybody else that was there can contest this, that from the moment that everybody kind of sat down and settled in, like 20 minutes before the game, and just got ready for the pre-game show and all that shit, and there was this it was just like a light mutter of conversation going on all around the stadium. It was just kind of like light noise, and then like you could kind of like everybody's focus turned as soon as those lights went off, and it just you could hear everybody just ready to erupt. It was weird. It's never been like that before. It's never been like so bottled up, ready to fucking go. Because that first drive that Stafford had, I don't know how in the fuck he even called a play. I really don't. That bitch was peaking like 125.
Yeah.
Like that first drive.
And then right when he walked out was when, again, the Jared Goff chants. But that was the loudest I heard it, was that first drive, the Jared Goff chants. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, this place is about to go crazy.
Yeah, during the Jared Goff chants, during the God Bless America.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. You couldn't even hear him sing no more. You literally couldn't hear him sing. Thrilla, what's your thoughts?
Hey, well, as you youngins didn't see a playoff win, I've seen a playoff win before, although it was in the Silverdome. And it was just as loud in the Silverdome when they had their playoff game. And there was a hell of a lot more people in the Silverdome than were in Ford Field. Trust me, 85,000 people stuck their asses up in that thing.
Hell yeah.
It was standing room only in the Silverdome. So yeah, I've heard it that way before.
Isn't that the game they had to shut it down because they were bitching about the sound for a minute?
No, that was another game. That was another. I think it was a game that was just before the playoffs. Yeah, that was a game before the playoffs. That didn't even have nothing to do with the playoffs. It was just loud there. Silverdome was always loud. But like I said, I kind of felt good about the people who have never seen them win a playoff game before. But my mindset was like this: hey, we took care of business this game. On to the next one. So I was happy about the Lions winning. I was critical in the game too, just like I am in a normal game. I was critical of everything that was fucking going on in the game.
Yeah.
So I was on top of that. So it was nice to see them win a playoff game after 30 years. I have to see them win a playoff game. So that was cool.
Did you cry?
Hell no. I saw him win a playoff game before. So
Yeah, he cried.
Nothing new, I guess.
He cried back then.
Well, fuck you, bro. Mike, how you feeling about this?
Shit, that game was good, man. I was happy for golf, just like I'm happy for us seeing that. Like, I'm one of the ones that never saw a playoff win, so that was great to see. Also, shout out to the guys in the chat, man. What's up, Dan? And the Facebook user, I can't see his username or anything, but that's a great comment as well. He said, "Don't forget about Brad Holmes, man." That's a great point right there. Brad Holmes came up in that Ram system as well. I think he was there for like a decade. So, I mean, that was good for him, Josh Reynolds, and Jared Goff playing up against their former team and showing out, man. That roster has been a great construction by Brad Holmes. So that's a great comment right there.
Yeah, it's a wild good Quinky that he built a great Rams team that ended up doing very well outside of this trade for Stafford, and then here he is in another organization as now the GM, also basically the head of scouting. And look where we're at 3 years later. So, Ram, on.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, man, I enjoyed the game. No, I did not cry. I kind of went like, with what Bandit said, a few weeks ago, man. Like, man, this is Super Bowl. So I went to bed immediately after the game. Like, oh yeah, on to next week. I think they played, to your point, Sky, how they did McVay. They beat McVay at his own game, and they put the ball in Goff's hands to win the game. The game was ended on his completion to St. Brown. The fans were a part of it. This was a total team effort, man. So I was thrilled, man. The stadium was rocking. The Detroit royalty showed up in droves. You had M out there, you had Big Sean, and so, man, huge shout out to the city, man, because they know how to put on a show, man. We know Detroit knows how to put on a show. So shout out to the city, shout out to the fans. Yeah, man, bring on the Bucks.
All y'all being too goddamn calm. Don't be like, I was yelling at the TV and everything. Like I had no voice. I was booing Stafford when he came out. I'm sick.
That was you both.
Dog, bro. But y'all being too calm with them. Let y'all know. I was tripping, bro. I was happy. It's my first playoff win, bro. I'm 35 years. In 32 years, I was 3 when they won a playoff game. 3.
I wasn't born.
I was 21 when they won the playoff game. So
I really got a voice. I'm over here going on.
I didn't.
Orange cycle, but yeah, that's all I had to say. For real, bro. We set it off, bro. You feel me? I'm ready for the Bucks next week. Ain't nobody scared of Tampa Bay. Ain't scared of Tampa Bay.
See, I hold my franchise to an upper echelon. While everybody wants to hold them to, we win the first playoff game.
You can't hold them to upper echelon.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's what good organizations are set to do. Good organizations try to win the Super Bowl every day.
Thrilla, the moment the clock ticks down and we take a knee to win the Super Bowl, I not to win the Super Bowl, to get to the Super Bowl, I'm in tears. I mean, I'm crying like a
Oh, yeah.
fucking baby.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I will cry like a motherfucker. I do not
The
care.
Super Bowl is a
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
it's
I
a
almost
different thing.
cried
That's
when
the
gotta
end
win the
game
Super
right
North
Bowl
there.
to
almost
get there.
cried.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
end game, though.
I must have just been raised through too much bullshit. You know, I can't cry over that. Maybe a Super Bowl. Maybe I'll.
Yeah. Yeah, that I understand. That's
Bird,
the end game.
what's your thoughts, man?
I ain't even cried when my brother died. So shit. But anyway,
You a different breed, then. That's different. You just
I
Hard
didn't want
body.
to anyway. No, Jared,
Somebody play
Jared,
hard.
man, Jared beating the Rams,
Psycho.
man. That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it because he's gotten so much hate, even from our fan base. You know, he wasn't good enough. He was just a stepping stone. Now, whether we sign it, we'll talk about that later on if he's worth another contract. But I'm happy for him to get this dub. That right there is awesome. I always like an underdog story. You know, we're Lions fans, so we know what it's like to be counted out. Man, it was a nail biter though towards the end because I've seen Stafford do it way too many times.
way too
And
many.
I was like, man, if this motherfucker does this to us and sends us home, that was my biggest concern. Like the biggest one was like, man, to be one and done in the playoffs after all this hype, that'd have been crazy.
Rob Dizzle, what's up, buddy?
I can.
That'd have been wild as hell.
Man, it would have broke my. Then I probably would have cried. I would have cried right there. I won't cry over a win. I'll cry over a loss. Fuck it.
Because as Lions fans, how many times we've been there, not like in the playoffs, obviously, but been there, like we're winning the game, we got control of the game, and it comes down to that final drive and we blow it. And you're just sitting there on your couch or wherever you're at, and you're just like, fucking again, bro. Like for real. Like yeah. To see that not happen Sunday out, bro. Because I was silent. That last like 5 minutes of that game, I was fucking silent. Like I didn't say a word here at home. But I thought for sure. I said, "Here we fucking go. Here comes Stafford. Fucking typical Stafford. Fucking comeback."
Yeah, I told my wife though. Because she was cheering a little bit too much before we took the knee downs. I said, "Listen, if there's one thing you're gonna learn as a Lions fan, it's do not count your fucking chickens before they hatch. It would be some shit. This would be the thing that puts me in the hospital and finally takes me out of this fucking world. It'd be if we went to go knee it and there would be a missed snap. Fucking Rams fell on the ball and then they score a fucking touchdown or they kick a field goal. I'd have fucking, man, it would have been the end of me. So I told her, I said, remember what happened with Dallas? We were sitting here jumping up and down in the living room, high-fiving, and then some bullshit happened. I was like, until that clock hits 0, I'm not celebrating shit.
Hell, not even until that clock hits 0.
Until they walk off the field and it says final.
We need to see a handshake at the middle of the field before I even say, okay, we won.
But you know, there is something different about this Lions squad than Lions squads that we've had in the past. I felt confident that we would win the game. I felt confident in every game we played this season that we would have a chance to win the game. Of course, Baltimore fucked that up for me. But anyway, the point of the matter is we've had chances to win every game we've been in. So, and I have confidence that we can win. So even with the Stafford situation going on and him coming down the field, I said, I'm just confident that the defense can just do enough to stop him so we don't have to worry about this BS. And there you go. So, like I said, I got confidence to go all the way right now. I don't see nothing slowing the Lions down.
The only thing that slows the Lions down are the Lions.
Yep.
That's it.
Correct.
The only thing that's going to slow ourselves
Leo.
down.
Yeah, man. Really excited about that win. Listen, I didn't realize how much of a Jared Goff fan I really was. I knew he was my quarterback, but I feel that much more like 100% behind him. The way he came out, man, like he was slinging that thing. I think
going early.
At one point where he was 11 for 11 with I think 120 yards and I think 2 TDs or something like that. Like he was slinging that thing. He was so focused. Look, man, you don't, man, I'm 100% for the extension.
Bring that back up.
I'm also 100% behind bringing back Josh Reynolds. I don't think it's going to cost much, and I think that if he's going to be the safety valve for Goff, then let Goff sit there and have his players.
His hands are going to work like that, Leo. I agree with you.
Yeah,
and I really don't think he was a safety valve. I thought they had that game planned all the way out. I think they just said, you know what? They know they're going to go for Amon, and they're going to go for JMO. Let's get Josh Reynolds involved in this. That'll be the last person they expect get the ball like this. And Josh Reynolds came up with catch after catch.
Thanks.
I'll tell you what, man. Josh Reynolds has flipped the way I view him. Mike can back me up because me and Mike went at this last year. We totally agreed with each other how much we couldn't stand Josh Reynolds last year, bro. Dude couldn't track a ball to save his life. And now the way he played this year and then the way he played in this past playoff game, Josh Reynolds, he's good on my book.
I think Jared's getting better, which has made Josh better.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because Jared's ball placement is wonderful lately.
Balls.
Like on another level lately. And the reason I say that is because you see a lot of these quarterbacks try to throw these hitches and these quick digs and all these different things, and they miss. They miss. Jared
that
doesn't miss.
That one pass he threw to Josh Reynolds, and it was like, I mean, he just threaded that ball right in there, and Josh went up and got it, and it was like, damn, I've never seen Goff throw a pass like that, and then he just zipped that boy right in there, boy. I was like, damn.
I don't throw this around like loosely or anything. Like I don't think I've ever said this, but the way he dialed in all those short yardage passes and just worked his way down the field, that is Tom Brady-esque in the books, playoffs, if I've ever seen it in my entire life, because that exactly is what Tom does to you. He takes you for 5 to 6 yards, and then he hits you for 15. Takes you for 5 and 6, hits you for 20. Hits you for 5 and 6, hits you for 40. That's just what happens. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was
exactly what Goff did last night or Sunday night.
And he did not want to turn the ball over. So to your point, Sky, those balls were on point. And then of course when he had that scare, he like kind of chest passed it down to the, you know what I mean? He was like, "No, you
threw it out." Yeah, when Aaron Donald was on top of him. Yeah,
yeah, it was cool because his awareness was there. It was almost like he knew one of our guys was over there. Like, "Hey guys, go run on the ball." And even if he didn't, even if it was just luck,
cool. That was Go ahead.
Hey,
keep going.
I'm just saying.
Backwards.
Instead of him, instead of him panicking and throwing some, you know what I'm saying, like throwing it or doing something stupid with it, it was almost like he was like, I don't know, man. I just
take the sack.
Well, he did kind of do something stupid on that play.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but at the same time,
I'm just glad it worked out because that was crazy what he did. I'm glad it worked out. But going back to Josh Reynolds, he's been much better this year than last year. And then one of my biggest problems was he was playing out of position, man. Like, and that's why I kept sticking up for Goff at some points last year because people were being, in my opinion, overly critical of him because he's going into the game with a trio of Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, and Tom Kennedy. Like, no quarterback wants to go into an NFL game with that as their trio. I'm sorry.
You got a 5'5" guy, and then you got an undersized guy, and then you got a guy playing the X who's not a true X. Reynolds is not a true X, and that's what they had him playing last year.
Because with those three receivers out there, he has to be the number one receiver. So that's my biggest problem. Like, he's playing way out of position. Where he's at right now with the current receivers on the roster, with us being healthy, it's phenomenal.
Right. Yep.
So he's one of their better red zone threats, though. That's the thing that nobody can take away from him. I haven't been so low on him. I've been pretty high because I recognized that he was going to be Goff's. I guess he would have been the safety net. This is what I'm talking about, years 1 and 2, and so when we had him, he was more familiar with him. But he's always been a dagger in the red zone. I guarantee you he's caught more touchdowns in the red zone than any other receiver on our team.
We need it.
You know, so I like that.
We fucking need it.
You know, so
our red zone is struggles. You know what I'm saying, Bird? That's why I say that. Well, what we're talking about Josh Reynolds in the offense. I mean, like I've been saying before, this offense is going to have to carry us throughout the playoffs.
Mhm.
Like, that's pure, plain and simple. We're going to have to score points. So, is that going to happen, guys?
Yeah.
Are we going to continue to see this? I know we might see it against Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to look past Tampa Bay or anything like that. But the offense on Sunday, it carried us.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hold this
Are you
momentum?
sure about
I guess
that,
to
man?
say.
The
Corey,
only
what's
thing
your thoughts?
How can you say our offense carried us when we only put up 3 points in the second half?
Listen,
Well, that's my point. That's kind of what I was about to address right there. It carried us because it got us out to a point where they had to start playing offensively to keep up with us. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So if we would have started off fucking slow, if they didn't come out, so I think that's one of our biggest things when we're talking about having a scoring offense, elite offense, is like we count on them to go out there on the first drive and score. Like, don't you expect that every time we get the ball?
That's why we want the ball, Bird. That's why we ask for the ball most of the time.
Yeah. I expect them to score early, and I expect
They
them to
do.
put a certain pressure on the opposing offense to come out and have to fight just as hard. They say defense wins championships, but also at the same time, you could theoretically, if you go down and you just score buckets, right? You go down there, they have to match you, and you don't even have to have the best defense in the league. Your defense just has to show up a couple good times as long as you're consistent, you know. And this goes down to Ben Johnson needs to be a little more aggressive in the third quarter. The third quarter has been ugly as fuck. If he could start the third quarter out of halftime the same way he starts a fucking game with the same mentality and just pretty much play quarters 1 and 2 and then another 1 and 2 after that, you know, does that make sense to you? With the same type of aggressiveness, we would be putting up a lot more points. We'd be hitting that 40 mark way more consistently.
Yeah, if we had a third quarter, I agree with you. We always slow down, but the thing about it is our third quarter is a lot of times we're up. So it's like why are we like? Is it because we're up? Because in the third quarter is when we're down, we seem to score.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's that we've had that mentality in Detroit for years when we were losing. If you get up, how many times did the old Lions were we up and then we just slowly let them bleed us away because we're playing not to lose. We're not playing to win. You have to go out there and put a fucking foot on the throat and say, I'm going to try to put a record on you every time I play you. We talk about being gritty. Go out there. There ain't no shaking your hands and shit. There ain't none of that fucking bullshit. I'm going to fucking try to put 100 points on you and embarrass you. I don't give a fuck if we're up. Now, if I don't want to injure, we're going into the playoffs and I don't want to, we're up 40 points. No, all right, pull golf from the end of the game, right? Do that. But in the third quarter, if you're up, I don't give a fuck. Go break some records. Fuck all that pussy.
What you got, Tor?
I agree. I hate our third quarter. It is so bad. It's terrifying. Like, we come out, I'm just going to not watch. I don't want to watch. It's scary. We never do anything. I mean, we'll bend. We don't break on defense usually. But our offense usually doesn't produce. It doesn't fail. It just doesn't
score.
Yeah.
Very stally. It's
it's
very 20 yards and stall.
Yeah. I wish Ben would just keep his foot on the gas. Like first quarter half, great. We did let them score, but we were still up. We never let them get above, but I just wish they would just put the foot on the gas and go. Break records. Ensure that we're winning, pull the starters. Good game.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said and Bird said so far.
I got something for that.
Yeah, Mike.
If y'all could put Superintendent Chalmers' comment up, because I definitely agree with this comment. If y'all could show that, I think both defenses made adjustments. I think that's why the second half kind of stalled, because people in our group chat on Twitter, they were saying run the ball. They were trying to run the ball. They was just stopping that shit, man. They were selling out for it. And then what killed us in particular on 3 drafts that I can remember off the top of my head was the blocking, man. Like, they weren't blocking. The running backs let pressure get in twice. And once was David Montgomery was the first one. Then the next possession, it was Craig Reynolds was in there. He didn't pass block like he was supposed to. And then the last one, it was a lineman. I think it might have been Decker that got passed up, but
Thanks, Dan.
they just stopped. They just stopped protecting Goff, man. You got once you were protecting him, when you were protecting him, he was perfect, bro. Like
Yeah,
it
like
wasn't
that fucking
like-
lateral that everybody bitches at Goff for. Like, yeah, it's Goff's fault that he threw the fucking ball for like backwards to a player and it ended up rolling and all that shit. But why did that happen? Oh yeah, our fucking guard got blew the fuck up, fucking 4 yards into the backfield immediately into his face when he tried to throw a fucking flare. It's a step and a fucking throw, and the dude can't step and throw the fucking ball 3 yards to his right. That's how much pressure was in his face immediately. So yeah,
see if there's anything to worry about the Lions about that being the same old Lions, it's some of those plays right there where there's the players take a timeout on a line and don't block. Those things, that's the shit that kind of scares me going forward because I see that and it's like, all right, dude, you're supposed to be playing 100% balls to the wall. Why the fuck are you not whiffing on blocks that you haven't been whiffing on in the first half? All of a sudden, you can't block somebody. The fuck out of here! You're taking a play off. Stop doing that shit. That's why the reason why we're called the same old Lions all the time because of that kind of dumb shit. Stop doing that. Ben Johnson needs to do the same thing. I agree with Tori. He needs to put the pedal to the metal. Fuck that shit. Defenses are going to adjust. Offenses need to adjust with it. If they were stopping the run when they came out in the third quarter, start fucking diming their ass. That's what you do. You got to adjust to that. But see, Ben don't do that in the third quarter. He's never done that in the third quarter. As long as he's been OC, he's never done the third quarter well. I've never seen a good third quarter from him, ever. And that's going to be his downfall as being a coach. You can't be a head coach and take a fucking quarter off. You got to do the shit the whole game.
Yep.
What's the next topic? We're gonna spend 30 minutes on the first topic.
That ain't the first time. We're on like four topics. We're already on the 4 topics, bro. I've been moving the train, but what are you talking about? You lost in the sauce, baby. You lost in the sauce. Jump on the train, baby. Is this gonna be a ride? No. So, I mean,
the man time travel.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to before we move on.
Up here, dude. You got to jump in the fucking time traveler. Get the fuck with the rest of us, huh?
Let me get on the goddamn boat. I want to hold on before we move on, Scott. I want to say something. Dan,
here we go, dude.
Dan dropped a good comment right here.
Okay.
He said another waiver wire gold. Brad signed Josh Reynolds. That doesn't get talked about enough, really. They talked about his drafting and signing CJ and Cam, but nobody ever mentions his signing of Josh Reynolds off the waiver wire in what 2020, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Because Josh Reynolds is a plug. That's why. It'd be one thing if they had if he signed him off free agent wire and Josh Reynolds went off like for 100 yards for the next 5 or 6 games, but he hasn't done that. He's just a plug. He's just a guy to tighten up the ship, let water from coming in or whatever the case may be. He is that guy. But it was a good signing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the reason why it doesn't get talked about is because he's just that plug. He's not that guy that's going to give you a 100-yard game every game. Ain't going to happen. That's not Josh Reynolds.
He doesn't need to either, though.
No.
He needs to catch
That's
the
why
ball.
he's a plug.
The 4 fucking exactly. Like the 4 fucking times he gets the ball, he needs to catch it.
Right.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yep, I agree with Phil on that. That's why they don't really talk about him. But it was a great pickup. Great pickup. They was actually trying to sign him in the offseason, but he just chose Tennessee over Detroit. But it was good when he got released because we were first on the waiver. So it all worked out in the end.
So with
I
that
love that we have Josh.
So go ahead. Sorry.
I love that we have Josh. Because where Saint is his security, he also has that with Josh. He throws shit up for Josh pretty often that only Josh is going to go get. He knows that Josh is going to go get it. They have that great chemistry from LA. So the fact that they got to show that off in this game too, loved it. Because Saint's going to go get everything, and they know that. Or Goff knows that, my bad. But he also knows that, I would say, in security sense with Jared, it goes Saint, and I would say, honestly, Reynolds over Laporta. Very bold, but he trusts him.
It's very close. It's very close.
That might be true with the entire offense. except for outside of the times where they game plan for Laporta against like shitty linebackers.
Yeah.
Because they do, because like it or not, guys, Torrey's like, in a sense, every single time we see like a play, like a deep dig we need across the middle, outside of when JMO has done it a couple times in the last couple weeks, it's always Josh Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's his
He's the
guy.
one going across the middle of the field, trusting Jared's not going to get his shit rocked or his knee blown out.
Well, he's not playing against Kirby Joseph, so he's safe.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no,
he's a
I mean,
good
everybody does that. You know, what's
Oh,
crazy is
no.
every fucking DB in the NFL does that shit. It's just that, you know, some of the quarterbacks don't throw their guys out to dry or don't bobble the ball and then blame the guy hitting them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I don't
Josh,
even think Higbee's mad. I think it's just the Rams fans
and Josh bobbled that one
being
over the
ornery
middle,
fucks about losing.
and he still held on to it. Josh had one where he bobbled over the middle, but he still held on to it. I think that was like one of the catches of the game, in my opinion. But yeah, Jared loves him over the middle. He did like a little delayed slant, and that set us up. He didn't get the touchdown, but it set us up on the 2-yard line. So those are just as good with this O-line. Those are just as good as touchdowns because we know this O-line will get our running backs at least 2 yards.
So,
yeah.
while you're talking about that, Jared going 22 for 27, 277 and a touch, and then Staffy going 25 for 36, 367 and two touchdowns. Win or lose, who had a better day?
I believe Goff did, simply because, you know, he won. He got the 2 tutties, and also he didn't have to throw as much to make his point. Like, he didn't have to say as many words to make his point. He didn't have to go rah, rah, rah. Stafford was out there just like, you know, just pulled his pants down, like, look at my size, look how big my arm is type shit. And we all knew he was going to throw for 40, 50 times. He is the Rams. And that's how McVay was, man. McVay was like, I'm gonna let Stafford beat you guys. Like, that's so disrespectful because you know, we got a pretty good guy on our team named Jared Goff. So shout out to Jared Goff. Shout out to the offense. And yeah, man, Goff was, to me, he played about as perfect a game as he could against his former team. So shout out to him, man.
Bird?
Yeah, you right that no, Rumble's spot on right there how he said that. I say Goff had a better game simply because he was more effective in the beginning of the game, and he got to a position where he didn't have to throw as many balls, just like Rumble
fucking
said.
rock around.
So he in the beginning of the game when everything was all even, Goff said, "Fuck it, I'm coming out here. I'm going to outperform you. I'm going to throw a tutty. I'm going to get us in a position where offense can score, you know." And then
to counteract what you're saying, though, Bird, I will say this: our run defense is pretty fucking stout, and with Kyron Williams going out, they were pretty fucked. So,
no, you're right.
I feel like he had to throw the ball around, and Jared just like you said, like he was up early, so like he just had to manage the fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes it's like I don't have to match your 300 and some fucking yards just to prove I did better than you because we could coast it out. Oh yeah, and we have Montgomery and Gibbs, so you know. So yeah, I would go not just because I'm a Lions fan. I'd say Goff had the better game though.
All right, Jared. Let's go, Leo. You've been down there staring at the wall for a minute. Paint dry yet?
Man, I can't wait to dig into all of this. But what was the topic?
Oh Jesus, fuck! Jared,
obviously the paint drying was more interesting.
No, I'm actually prepared for the next segment, but yeah, Jared Goff. I mean, look, man, he's really resurrected his career. If I don't understand how Rams fans and not all Rams fans, but a lot of them, I don't understand how you can sit there and look at Jared Goff's career when you're with the Rams and totally neglect his entire career with the Lions. Like, you're literally seeing a quarterback grow before your eyes. And like, why wouldn't you want that man to sit there and succeed? And I said this last week, right before we ended our show, was, listen, like, at some point, McVay's got to sit there and take some of that heat. Because he couldn't sit there and develop Jared Goff. Clearly, there was a development thing for him.
Or was he
impatient?
impatient?
Got coaches and an organization and ownership that truly believe like from top to bottom into him and really invested in him. And so it's really kind of really helped his curve, his learning curve. So you can't sit there and look at Jared Goff no longer and be like, oh, he's just this.
He's just Jared Goff.
In spite of whatever the negative is, he's still winning. He's still sitting there putting his team in positions to win and actually coming up clutch, especially this season on some of the last drives. You can talk numbers all you want. 22 completions, averaging 260 yards. You can do all of that, and he's still 12-5. He's still 12-5.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Day.
This motherfucker spitting. He's spitting over there. I got to give it to Goff, man. He was just more efficient. Stafford's are a lot of empty yards, man. He's got all those yards, but we held him to 3 field goals in the red zone? So he carved us up and down the field, and he got the 2 touchdowns.
Only scored on big plays.
Yep. Yeah, the barely missed interception by Vildor, and then I don't know what was the other one.
Cam Sutton, Puka Nacua, double move.
Just
Watched
say
that
Cam
happen in
Sutton.
front of my eyes. My eyes started bleeding as soon as he got about
Cam
10
Sutton
yards.
was what happened on that play.
Hey, me and Strill were going ham on chatting and that. That was
Cam
pretty
Sutton's
funny.
legs had a fucking stroke, dude.
Cam Sutton had a stroke.
His whole body had a stroke.
Crazy.
And Goff, man, he was just so efficient. He was cutting them up on defense. Just cerebral is what I would say how Goff played. He played cerebral on Sunday.
I agree. Like I said earlier, Tom Brady-esque.
Yeah, I could. I when you said that, when you first said Tom Brady, I was like, hold on, and then you explained it. It's very true. Looking back at those old Patriots teams, dink and dunk all the way down the field, and then boom, get you over
Eat
top.
you up,
Yep.
Eat you up, and then hit you with that Amon St. Brown. You know what I'm saying? For 40. Tori, what are your thoughts? Who's better?
Goff played better. He ultimately won, so that says enough for that. But he didn't have to, like I think it was Rumble said, basically come out and just flex. He did what's the word? He executed when he needed to. He didn't have to go play from behind and make all these huge throws. He didn't have to do that. He came out, he executed, he did his thing. He didn't have any turnovers. He played a perfect game, other than the one pass. But
I agree with you. And what to one of the comments points down here, bruv, he's saying that Puka got a lot of yards, and he did. That no one's mentioned that yet, but that is completely true. There was a lot of yards after the catch from Puka, just not going the fuck down. So Thrilla,
that was a concern going into.
I agree, Tori. Thrilla, tell me more.
Yeah, well, you both. None of y'all don't like my comment. I think they both played what they're supposed to. I think neither one of them were bad, and neither one of them were great. Stafford played like Stafford plays.
80%.
He's been doing his shit the whole damn
80% ain't fucking great, Thrilla. Explain that. Explain 80% ain't good. That ain't great. 80%. That ain't great. It's 22 for 27.
Okay, he was efficient. That was Goff. Goff is efficient. He is an efficient quarterback. He ain't Stafford. He ain't chucking it all over the yard. We had a run game. What did we say before we came on this pregame show before this game? Didn't we say we had to run the ball?
How much?
See how much effect that has?
How much did we run for?
He threw one touchdown, dude. He threw one touchdown.
I think
Stafford did what he did, what he always does. He chucks the ball around the damn yard. He got it to Puka because nobody can fucking guard Puka. That's the reason why he was throwing to him and getting so many yards. But Goff played an efficient game. He played a game that Goff plays. That's what you want Goff to do. That's what made his performance just as good. Because he rushed
for 70 or 82 yards or whatever.
What?
Yeah, neither team.
That's okay. It doesn't make a difference how many yards we rushed. We still were effective in the first half rushing, weren't we? If it wasn't for the fact Montgomery was running that shit down their throat. In fact, they changed it up. One series they'd run Montgomery, the next series they'd run Gibbs, and in the between that time, you got time for play action pass for Goff. So Goff was efficient. That's why he was fine.
Start the game off with a pass?
No, they started off running.
Wasn't the first play of the game a pass?
No, it was Monty.
It was
Okay.
Monty. They started off running.
Okay.
They ran that ball like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Okay. All right.
They said I mean, Stafford played like Stafford usually plays, and Goff plays like, and it was good enough to have a 24-23 game. That's what it was.
So my final thought on this real quick, now I got all your guys' opinions, and I agree with you.
I still got to go too.
Oh shit, Mike, go. My bad. Fuck.
All right, so I'm more so with Strilla. The only difference I got is both quarterbacks played phenomenal to me. Like neither quarterback turned the ball over. Neither quarterback had a strong running game. Like I think we ran for 79. They ran for like 68 or 69. So wasn't great on either side running the ball. So both of them played well, and Goff showed again. Like, man, I know everybody loves Stafford and everybody loves quarterbacks like that, but you don't need to be a quarterback like that to win football games. You don't need to be a quarterback like that to be considered a franchise quarterback. I've been saying that for the last 3 years. Been fighting all the Goff haters, whether that's in our own fan base or outside our fan base. All you need to do is play your position particularly well, and that's what he's been doing. And the quarterback wins thing, like I'm not with that. Like it's a team sport. Both of the quarterbacks played well enough to get a win.
Yep, I agree with that.
Good shit, Mike.
I agree with that. What I was gonna say? What I was gonna say is, honestly, Mike said it really well. They both played very well fucking ball games. If either quarterback could have won this game, the bend don't break work this time is the way I'm gonna put it. And the only reason at the end of the day I would choose Jared over Stafford in this situation is just because Jared did what he needed to do. And he didn't make a mistake. He didn't make a mistake at all, I don't think. Outside that little backwards pass shit that he tried to do.
Chest pass. Yeah.
That was just a weird situation with the O-line. That was a great game. Great management, Jared. Whatever you did, do it again. Just like you did last time against Tampa. So I want to talk about this real quick. This is kind of funny. Unsung heroes of this fucking game. Badgie and Fox.
Yeah, bro. They were huge.
That field goal was fucking huge.
Did anybody think we were really going to make that? Did anybody honestly think we were really going to make that?
To be honest,
I had faith with my team, but I didn't think we were going to make it.
To be honest, today, the way the ball was rolling, the way things were, I was like, he's got this. You could tell Dan had that walk down towards the end zone where he was like, you know what, get Badge in there. Like I'm really like Dan was on some, man, get Badge in there, man. We're gonna kick it. Like you could tell he was confident.
I think Dan was like, okay, so you don't want me to go on fourth and so many. Okay, well, fuck you. I'll show you I can kick a field goal when it counts. And he put Badge out there and said, I'm going to kick a 54-yard field goal on your asses too. Now, how about that?
We got playoff Dan, Brilla. Exactly. We got playoff Dan, baby. Playoff Dan fucking being smart, dude. Doing what a fucking playoff coach would fucking do. Like he's been here and done this shit before, boys and girls.
Right. Oh, and I'm sure he had those.
That's exactly what you do as a fucking head coach that's in the fucking playoffs that wants to fucking win ball games. You take the fucking points and you trust the guy you're fucking paying.
Leo, did you scream that last week?
Deal with that. But that's the right decision.
Leo screamed that on the pregame show. He said, take the fucking points, man.
Take the fucking points, Leo.
You got to take the points. It's playoff ball. I mean, look, all these teams are good. Like, who are we kidding? I get the gambling, but at some point, like you got to get the points, and he depended on his kicker, and he did it.
Allegedly,
gambling. He learned his lesson in Dallas.
To Jack Fox, my God, like if you're not going to get points, you better play field position, and he flipped that field so many times and helped out so many times. That defense wasn't getting stops. And so it was on Jack Fox to sit there and kind of save us a little bit. Yeah, man. I mean, but shout out to our special teams because we definitely needed them.
That punt, though, Leo, from the 20 to the 10.
Yes.
Big Jack. We haven't seen one of those all fucking season.
Huge. Number one punter. He's getting paid like it.
Yeah.
Use them.
Well, the biggest part about it was
times this
fucking
season.
how long it hung. I mean, anybody could do a laser that far.
Hey,
He gave
yo.
runners
Facts.
time to run down and make them fair catch that motherfucker. bro.
Facts, bro.
That's crazy. So
That's the first one we've seen like that all fucking season. I don't care what anybody
Yeah,
says. Hang
Mo.
time, everything involved. That was the first time we've seen Jack go, it's the playoffs, baby. Bang, and put that bitch, said, we're going to sink you.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
called that one.
My boys are putting me out
best
here. They're
game.
not going for it. We're going to sink you right
That
here.
was the best
paper,
game.
go
That was
90.
the best game of the
Yeah.
whole year.
On paper, that's a very overlookable play. If you didn't
Crazy
watch the
overlookable.
game, you say you well, how many yard punt? Okay, whatever. It's really understanding how he just banged that bitch in the sky and was like, all right, take this shit. And our gunners will be there before you touch that ball. I mean, it was beautiful. And to your point about the field goal, oh man, knowing that we were playing in the dome, knowing there was going to be no wind affected, that Campbell said, listen, this playoff, Bag, you need to go out there and kick these. This is all I want you to fucking do is be banging these 50 plus yarders during practice because we're going to have to call you. It's playoffs. There's certain times where we might need you to win the game for us. So he drilled. He had a lot of confidence in him.
It's the NFL fucking bird. 50 should be fucking almost guaranteed.
We have
Under
been
55 should be
kickers
guaranteed almost.
up
That
until
kick-
now.
Not for
That
bad.
kick, I thought it'd be down the middle, but I thought he was going to be a yard or two short because I mean it was 54 yards. So I think he has like 52ish. I would be okay with that 52ish, but I thought that 54 was biting off an extra yard or two more than he could shoot. But he got that bitch, man.
Well, his longest field goal was 59.
He's
Believe it or not.
43% from over 52. So don't forget
Yeah,
that.
That's the kicker right there.
I seen that bitch and I was like, oh
That
my.
was the next thing I said, like he has a long field goal, but his history of 50-yard field goals is not good.
Yeah, but that goes back to what I just said. Dan's been watching him for the last week specifically. We know where we're playing. We know what we need. So that he's been watching him. He had confidence putting him out on that field at 50, whatever, 54 or whatever. He watched him bang him in. Field conditions wasn't going to change. It's a dome. So, yeah, I mean.
I think Badgley was caught up with everybody else in the thrill of the game. You know, when everybody's high up there, everybody's going to play their best level of football. And Badgley got caught up in that. And I bet you if they would have made him kick a 62-yarder, he would have banged that motherfucker through too, because he would have been that amped up. I'm telling you. I'm just saying.
Hey, shout out to Fip too, man. We got a really good special teams coach, man.
Yep.
And I know he's been working behind the scenes with all those kickers. So I mean, he was part of that decision and going with Badgley too.
Fip's our next OC, huge. Man. I'm telling you,
huge.
He's gonna be our next OC.
He don't want it though. He said he don't want it.
He don't want it.
He likes special teams. He said in the presser. They've been pressing him about that, but
he loves special teams. He loved that. He loved the Senior Bowl too, man. He loved to get out there and work with them kids out there to see if they can play special team.
Yeah, you know, one of the most surprising stats.
I don't want to lose him.
Shout out to Dorsey too, man. Dan Campbell called him out in the presser. He said he was doing a hell of a job at gunner, like you guys were saying, man. They also got to get down there and cover them long ass punts.
Yeah, because you sure can't cover nothing else. But anyway, the point of did you know what the most surprising stat of the game was?
What?
Dan Campbell only went for it one time.
Oh, baby.
He said all we need is one
playoff
mic.
Dan, baby. Playoff Dan. Make the t-shirt now.
All we need is one mic.
Make the fucking t-shirt now, dude.
Right.
Where's fucking RC, Dan. Dude? Make the t-shirt, RC. Playoff Dan. Make him like Megatron with like a Dan head on it.
Playoff Dan.
or like a Power Ranger shirt, like you know how the Power Rangers like this, and then like just put their little heads, all their little OC heads, all the little coordinators' heads on the Power Rangers. It'd be great. I'm just saying. Take my idea.
More for
I'm
time.
out there. All 10 people watching.
Okay, Scott. I like it.
So we all are in a consensus. It was a great situation. We'll just go from there. I want to say this, and I'm gonna make this quick as fuck because I think we're all in a very strong opinion on this. That the offensive MVP is Jared Goff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterback's always going to take it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he had a great day. I don't think anybody on the offense had a better day. I mean, some could say Amon-Ra, But that's why I don't really want to spend too much time on it, because I think it's Jared is just had a wonderful day, had a wonderful outing, and the way he made
Game
it,
ball. Yeah, absolutely.
and took control of the game and made the throws when he needed to make them, and only missed 5 and no turnovers. That's a big thing too for me. Great day.
All
And
eyes were on Goff this week, bro, and he performed. Literally, all eyes were on Goff. This game was completely on Goff. You know, players wanted it for Goff. This game was strictly about Goff, and he pulled through.
Well, I'm gonna kind of disagree a little bit, Dave, because I think the media really tried to push Stafford on Detroit, and I felt like Goff just ripped that away. Literally, just ripped that thing away and just said, "Nah, I've got the game ball." And, and he just killed the narrative and said, "No, this is about me. This is about me going up against my ex team that gave up on me, and this is for the city." And he alluded to this in the press conference. You know, he held up. He said, "I think
that's what I mean by all eyes were on Goff. The whole city was on him."
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Shout
put the
out to
city
the
on his back
fans in
for
the
sure.
city for having this back too, man.
Yeah.
The national media sure didn't, man. They promoted this like we still love Stafford.
I don't think
this is going to be a homecoming.
Yeah, nationally, I don't think it was about Goff at all. It was about Stafford coming back to his home. I didn't hear one thing about Goff. Yep, that's a national media pushing that bullshit. And I was kind of mad at that. I was like, well, hell, Goff came from the Rams. Fucking Stafford's won a Super Bowl, so fuck him. It's not about him no more. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and you know what I like the best thing I like about Goff too is that he shared the moment with Josh Reynolds in the first half. He said, "You know what, dog? We both came from this shitty ass, well, not shitty ass organization, but we both were put out of this organization. Let's do this today."
Hey, you just made me just realize something, Thrilla. Sorry to cut you off, but you just made me realize something. What is that movie? I'm just blanking on the name. What is that movie where they make all the fucking white basketball players not play to prove a point? What is that movie? I fucking love that movie.
Oh, is that the Texas one or the Texas?
Yes. What is that?
Texas Southern Glory Road? Is it Glory Road?
I think so. Yes.
Could it be Glory Road? Yeah.
Movie. Do you think this was like a Glory Road moment for the Lions?
Yeah.
Like they're like, you know, hey, listen.
All the whites.
Listen, Laporta. No, like listen, Laporta. Listen, JMO. Listen, everybody else. This is a Jared and Josh Reynolds fucking show. Is what this is gonna be. This is gonna be. We're gonna glory road the fuck out of these guys, and we're just gonna have them. Josh Reynolds and Jared Goff have a fucking day, and just to prove a point. Like, hey, fuck you guys.
I don't know.
Mount St. Brown was like, hold on a minute.
You gotta always
I'm invited to this party too. I'm invited to this party too now.
You gotta spread it around a little bit, but you get what I'm saying, though. I mean, there was a lot. Josh Reynolds got a lot of work. Is what I'm saying.
I agree, and he gets a lot of love from the coaches. Do you guys watch the Amon-Ra St. Brown Brothers podcast?
Yeah.
There was the one where just recently they were doing it, and Amon-Ra was talking about the game that Josh Reynolds had some incentives to meet. You know, and let's be honest here. Most teams, when you get 3 more catches to get an extra 75,000 and shit, they're not trying to give you that money. He straight up, Amon-Ra was talking about how coach was on the sideline saying, "Hey, let's get fucking Reynolds this money. We're gonna give it to him." He gave it to him like 4 times in a row, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. So this goes towards your point. They seem to like him a lot. So I would have no doubts in my mind that there was a conversation like that. Like, hey, listen, guys, let's let these motherfuckers stunt. Now everybody's going to get their shot at it, but let's give these guys an opportunity to get back a little bit, you know, and get that chip off their shoulder, you know? So yes, I to your question, I believe that could have been a narrative before the game.
Tori, you had something to say?
I think tying back to the whole like media pushing Stafford on, I agree. But I also know that if Matt came back and this game did not go how Goff played, and it would just be a shit show of wow, look what we have. Because people flip on Goff second he does something bad.
Boom.
Even if it's not his fault, it's Goff's fault.
It'll
Goff did
happen
it.
again. You're right.
But if he didn't play the way he played, that media would just blow it up. Woodward would take it. Oh, look, Matt came back and he did this. But Jared didn't do it. It would just be a whole different fucking narrative.
Yep.
And in hooker time is what would it be right now?
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
It would be so bad. So
He'd
that's
get
like another
massacred.
reason I'm so happy because he had so much pressure because he knows he has to know that people be switching up on him so quick.
Who had more pressure?
Yeah.
Him or Staff?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
right there with Tori. We saw all the BS in media. Clearly, everybody had the Rams winning. We heard it from the media how our coaching staff didn't have what do they say, experience in the playoffs. This is unfamiliar territory to them, but they fail to realize these are former players. These coordinators know what these players are going through this time of year.
Right.
So these pundits, screw them. You know, it didn't go to hell. It's always been Detroit versus everybody. And Matt, you gave us 12 years, but Jared Goff's our guy. We weren't going to come in and roll out the red carpet. That was what the old Lions would have done. Like, oh man, Stafford's back. And so shout out to the team for backing Stafford, for backing Dan Campbell, for the city backing everyone. Bruh, this was a collective effort from all phases of that team, including the fans, man. And from top to bottom in that organization. So Stafford's old news, man. I don't want to hear no more about that guy. You know, thank you for your services tendered, but we paid you for them. Now we got our guy, man. So that's how I look at it.
So what if he comes back there during a regular season game? It'd be different. You welcome home with open arms.
They're still going to boo the shit out of his ass.
Man,
right.
They're
Thank you for your services tendered.
They're going to do a tribute for him and all that type of shit when he comes back here during the regular season.
Maybe on his
when he retires,
10 seasons, right? When he retires,
when he retires,
when you
I
come
wouldn't
here
be
to try to
surprised
make
if he retired and signed a one day contract with the Lions to retire as a Lion.
No, he might. Yeah, he might.
Yeah, I could see that too.
You never know how this Rams thing. If he wins another Super Bowl with the Rams, that's not going to happen.
Or a backup position, you know.
Mike, what's your thoughts on this whole?
I know one thing, and it won't be this year.
No, for sure.
What's my thoughts on the Goff and Stafford? So
What?
The Goff and
what was the question? You said, "What's my thoughts on what?"
Oh, it was what we were just talking about, the MVP shit. But
hey, put that RM Dizzle up there. That I was going to ask this to Leo too, because Leo was talking about the Rams fans. I said, the Rams have fans. They got fans.
Apparently,
I mean, they were fans of anybody.
Mike,
Mike, here's a question for you. How was the fucking Rams fans on Twitter with us today? How about that?
Oh man, they still salty. Like, and they changing. Like, I listened to a little bit of their post game space they had going on. They were talking entirely different than they were before the game. Before the game, they were saying their offensive line was solid. It wasn't elite. They weren't going to be able to do nothing to Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald didn't do much of anything. Man. He had 3 tackles. He didn't have no
you still got that milk carton?
Man, we did it.
I think Aaron Donald on that one. Yeah, there you go.
There's Aaron Donald right up there, dude.
And no, they don't have no fans. They got bandwagon fans. They got fair weather fans.
Yeah.
All they real fans are back in St. Louis, and they don't even fuck with them no more.
Yeah, ran them off when they sent the team back.
Yeah, so
a lot of blaming too. A lot of blaming on that on the no call. That's all I see is a whole bunch of shit.
Dude, they were blaming everything: the no call, the knee hit, all of it, the grab.
And that Kirby Joseph shit is ridiculous to me. Like, they're complaining about Kirby Joseph when Sam Laporta is coming into the game with a knee injury and he's running toward the sideline. And guess who diving at his knee, trying to hit him in the knee as he's trying to run out of bounds?
Yeah, first right.
Like, come on, in the same game. In the same game, but I guess they didn't see that play.
And then the whole point of so if they got away with the DPI at the end of the game, that's okay, because that just canceled out that stupid ass offsides call that we got fucked over, that we should have got a first down instead of having to punt the damn ball. That was bullshit. That was so much bullshit. I thought that shit was. I was just like, oh, here we go.
Yep,
here we go. We're trying to set the game.
That cost us 3 to 7 points on that drive right there.
Exactly.
Oh,
I
we were
thought game.
off,
I
that's
thought
4
I
minutes
said
off
the
the
same thing. I
clock.
said we're about to lose this game after that call was blown. So this game's
Mm-hmm.
about to lose. So that's the right there.
Yeah, Rams should have never got that ball back right there.
Nope.
They should be blaming McVay. 3 red zone trips, 3 field goals. That's who you need to blame, man.
Didn't they get less flags than us too?
Yeah, they were hardly penalized, and I know their O line was holding. I know for a fact their O line was holding.
I want to say they got like 4 and we got like 5, something like that. Wasn't a whole lot of penalties in that game.
No, it wasn't. Some weird ones, but then. Hey, Sky, I got a question real fast before you move on.
Yeah.
Now, I seen it. I was in the chat telling people right off rip. But do you think they should have brought Stafford back in after he got knocked out cold, staring at the screen? I watched enough. He was sleeping. He got sent to another universe, man. He was out cold. They can't dispute it. They took him to the tent. They rewatched it, and they still let him come back in the game. That's a Tua. That's a Tua situation right there. If he would have got hit again and went out completely,
somebody's got to get fined, Bird. I agree with you, dude.
Well, not only
was warming up.
Could you imagine the rule change? Could you imagine the rule change? They would have made it much harder as a defender to tackle a quarterback. It's already ridiculous now how much they protect quarterbacks. They could have ruined the league's future, at least defensively, by allowing them to come back in and getting fucked up again, because they would have tightened it down. They would tighten shit down. So I don't
blame the defense.
He got slept. He was snoozing with his eyes.
Bro, they put a fucking lick on him. McNeil was not.
They sandwiched the shit out of his ass, and then they stepped on him on top of it.
Fucking McNeil came with a fucking fuck you Stafford hit, bro. Blew his ass up.
Bro,
he didn't even mean to hit him in the head. Dude was just on the way down on accident.
He did.
He hit him in
the
head.
Hit him in the head.
He hit that turf on his tail.
Yeah, when they hit him, he fell down and hit that damn turf with his tail.
That turf,
he fell head first.
No, he whacked his head on the back of that bitch for sure.
If you watch it, you could watch it when he wakes up. You can see when he gains consciousness again. I mean, his eyes are open, but he was knocked out, staring at the ceiling, fingers standing there twitching up, and then he like snaps out of it and like kind of wakes up. He was sleeping, and he should have not. Somebody needs to be
back in that game, bro. Yeah,
he was throwing up deficit. He wasn't throwing up no particular set. It was a deficit. It was
That on-field physician should be definitely relieved of his job or her job, whoever it was.
Well, you know what? Let me be solidly honest with you. I don't give a fuck. That's the Rams' problem. If they sent him his ass out there and he got hit again, oh fucking well. That's your fault, not mine. I don't give a fuck.
Trainers.
I don't mind that. I don't mind
got people on the sidelines for. So
I don't mind for his future, but this league, they make rules based off of shit. And if he would have went out there and went to sleep completely again, they would have looked at that situation and the Tua situation from last year, and they would say, okay, now something has to be done. You can't hit a quarterback. You need 3 steps now instead of 2, and now you need this and that. And what it's going to do is affect people like Aiden Hutchinson from being able to perform their task. The game's already fucking soft as it is.
Give it 10 years, we'll have flag football.
Yeah, exactly. So,
seeing that was upsetting to me just due to the fact that St. Brown got taken out of that game last year as soon as that game started versus the Cowboys. And what Stafford had happened to him was way worse than St. Brown's. If that would have been a receiver or something, like they would have took him out the game in a hurry. But if they would have saw him on the ground like that with his eyes rolling in the back of his head, but they didn't want that quarterback to be taken out of the game because it's still a primetime game and it was a good ass game. Both quarterbacks dueling, but it's just too inconsistent. When you make a rule, just stand on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know what was up with the one thing I will say about everything you guys are saying is I don't understand the in and out of the tent thing, and then him getting pulled off the field and then put back on the field and then pulled off the field and then put back on the field thing.
Did they show his face on the jumbotron down there after he got hit?
No, they didn't. They didn't see all that. But what we did see is this man get up, hold his ribs, walk over to the tent, and then basically started warming up immediately because they knew he was fucked up. Because you literally see went snap up and start jogging around like a fucking Olympian.
His fucking finger got cut. His finger got cut when he slapped it on Aleem McNeil's helmet.
Fucking went on the sideline.
Then they sandwiched his ass, and he got stepped on at the same time. That was like a whole bunch of shit happened to him at the same time. And you forgot Puka went out too. Puka went out for a few a couple of series, well, not series, but a couple of plays because he got hit hard
right after too. It was kind of like a distraction. He got pulled back out, and then they sent him out on the same play, and they're like, no, he cleared, and he could go. No, and well, here's the thing: why is he holding his fucking ribs? I get you got hit, but dude, you got your head smacked and you went unconscious. It's just
he got stepped on. He got stepped on with them damn cleats. You ever been stepped on with cleats before?
I've seen it come over. No,
I've got stepped on with cleats before. That shit fucking hurts. Especially if the guy is coming down with his foot. I'm sure he didn't mean to do it. But if it's and it hit him right on the side, up in his upper chest area, man, that shit fucks you up, man. Them cleats ain't no joke.
It probably cut the fuck out of him.
It probably did.
So
got bruises there.
The Kelsey, Travis Kelsey and his brother, they were on the podcast and they were actually talking about how Stafford got knocked out. Well, teams are getting so smart now. They're telling dudes when they get knocked out to immediately start grabbing a different body part so that they don't even have to go into that protocol. And so when you see Stafford sitting there clinching against his ribs, notice that when he started to warm up, or to be honest, anything, it like even when he went forward after that, he didn't pull on those ribs or anything. So they're actually trained and taught that if you have a brain injury, like you immediately need to grab something else.
I hope not.
Wow.
I didn't think you got to think of the player too. Okay, it is Matt Stafford, and you can't say that he doesn't have no toughness. That dude is tough as fucking nails. We saw him when he played Cleveland. He got his fucking shoulders separated, and he still threw a damn touchdown to win the game. That dude is tough as fucking nails.
I think this is more about player safety than about toughness.
You know who else was tough?
At that point, bro, when the whole world's saying, you telling me there's not an independent person looking? You know, saying, hey, no way.
No,
there should be a sky.
When
there's somebody out there looking at all
he's
that.
out in La La Land. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, you're talking about how his wife has dealt with brain injuries, like, well, not injuries, but something to her brain, right?
Your homegirl, right? That's your homegirl.
This family has dealt with that. So he's a dog. Like, you're not going to hear me sit there and say that he's not. I mean, he's proven that time and time again. But at some point, he needed to be protected from himself.
Yeah.
Gotta give.
Well, like I said, you know who else was tough? Chuck Liddell. And listen to that man talk now.
Yeah.
Right? Nick Diaz. Tough dude. Look at him talk now. I mean, you can be tough all you want, but that CTE is real.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a tough scene. Next thing to talk about really quick, obviously we're moving on to the defense here. Fucking Aiden showed up. I want to start with that. The D line played pretty good. Linebackers played pretty fucking good. I like the rotations from both. Honestly, it was a good rotation. I fuck with it. The blitzing was there. I mean, how do you guys feel about it? And last thing I want to say about this, for you guys to chime in here with, dude, if our blitzes don't fucking hit home,
we're fucked.
We are so fucked.
We are so
fucked. How do you like the rotation? How do you like the personnel? How do you like not getting fucked? I just want to I know it's a weird question, a bunch of variables that everybody, but I think it's a good summary of our fucking defensive line and our linebacker situation.
Yeah, you just addressed the elephant in the closet on top of that. So,
Damn. Elephants.
So we'll start with you, Thrilla.
Oh, I think the front, amazingly enough, I think the front seven played really well. And yeah, Hutchinson got a couple of sacks, but one of them was really kind of like a give up sack.
That was Ford Field.
Yeah. I got him first. You see, he ran over there. He ran over there real quick. He said, "I'm gonna run over here before anybody else taps him."
Get there, man.
Hutch wasn't trying to be slick with that, dude. I saw he was looking around. I was like, "Who's gonna tag him?" Oh, I got him. Don't worry about it. I got the sack. So he got that. But yeah, the front seven played bad. It played really well. And they blitzed more from the linebacker position as well. And didn't use a lot of safety blitzes. I think that I mean that's the only thing I gotta say. They did bend it and didn't break. I give them that when it counted. But man, that secondary is scary as fuck. If the safeties could play corner positions, I'd rather have that and let the corners play safety because there's no fucking way that we're going to be able to survive. They got to either get good fast or they got to make some kind of change in the just the cornerback room because Vildor is doing everything he can, and you're trying to make him a corner. I can see they're trying to make him a CB1 because he's outplaying Sutton right now, and Sutton is just, where's the ball? Where's the ball? Oh my God. And why aren't you hitting people out?
Right, within like 25 yards, but after that,
dude, I'm bringing in Gilmore if I'm coach. I still take Gilmore over.
Man, you can't bring Gilmore in right now. It's the playoff.
No, as a rotation player, I'd bring him in because he don't know. He did better than Vildor during obviously none of us are in practices. We don't know how they've progressed, but he looked a lot cleaner and a lot less flawed during the preseason. I would be more comfortable with him. But then again, like I said, none of us have been to their practice.
Brought in Vildor. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him then.
Man, Vildor almost made a play. Like, let's not act like our secondary is like in position to make plays. Like Sutton's not. Don't get me wrong. Sutton's getting toasted, bro. Yeah. But Vildor was like literally like a fingernail away from him. That's a whole. We're talking a whole different.
Well, tell us what you think then, Day about everything. Since you're talking.
Well, my bad.
Well, go ahead. No, you're good. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go.
Our D-line played better. You know, there was definitely pressure on Stafford. Even though Quara got in there, closed the pocket in on Stafford. You know, I mean, even when you get pressure on that dude, the way he can whip the ball around at different angles of his arm and stuff. I mean, look, we tried. We got pressure on him. Aiden got 1.5 sacks. I hate that thing. He got a full sack.
Get that man a sack, Day. Get that man a sack, Day.
Yeah, you like that, Day?
You know,
like that fucking sack, son of a bitch.
And our secondary, or not our secondary and our linebackers
were closer to 15, motherfucker.
Man. When they would send like Puka in motion over there and stuff like that, our whole linebackers would have to shift, bro. Like our linebackers were confused yesterday or Sunday, but they weren't bad. But over and all, we played bend don't break, and I'll take it.
Hey, Red Zone D did their job. I'll say that. Tori.
I agree. The front did great. And another like weird side thing is imagine like how big this was. I mean, for us, it was a big game for Hutch because we don't know how Hutch is going to perform. But Hutch literally grew up watching Matthew Stafford as his quarterback. Like that had to be a really fun moment for him to be going after him. But back to that. But the secondary, very, very scary. Bend don't break. I expected a lot more, obviously, but I also expected them to get toasted a lot more than they did. I thought we were just going to get thrown all over on the deep passes with Cooper, Puka. I thought it was going to be a shootout. I'm glad it wasn't, nonetheless, because that's a very scary game. I don't want to be in a shootout with them on like deep ends and with our secondary. But we did better than I expected, which I'm glad. But they've got to figure something out. I like the idea of throwing Gilmore out. I brought that up in the group chat yesterday. See what he can do. He looked really good in preseason. If he doesn't work, he doesn't work. But they need to try something.
He has royalty.
Nothing else is working.
They need to do something. Whether they throw him out for a couple and even just light that competition back up in the guys.
There you go.
Yep. I don't think they're willing to pull Cam Sutton off the field. That's the weird
thing. They're not going to pull Cam off.
No, they want to do it for Sutton, but it would be Vildor and him would be swapping in and out.
I mean, I want Villians on the field.
Yeah, Cam Sutton's going to be our fucking sword that we fall on. That's what I'm saying. They need to make an adjustment.
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 with Sutton right now, only because he does have that experience. But yeah, to Tor's point, yeah, I expect Stafford to sling the ball all over us. That's all we heard about throughout the week leading up to it. Our secondary shoddy. Look, Minnesota's QB threw for 400 yards against them. But when push came to shove, in between those 20-yard lines, in between the 20s, they could not score. So they had 3 red zone trips, and they decided to settle for field goals. So if he was like Dan Campbell and had confidence in his offense, he would have went for it on 4th down. But he was like, man, these boys ain't, man, I don't know. It's tough to score down there in that red zone. Right. So I'm cool with them not giving up, you know, the oh my God moment play where it would have probably devastated that whole arena, Ford Field. So if I were to grade them, if I were to give them a score 1 through 10, I'd give them a solid 7, you know, because they did prevent them from getting into the end zone. So I mean, that's cool if you and one thing, this is the last point, that's cool because your defense is still kind of getting familiar with one another.
Mm-hmm.
You're still finding the right pieces for that defense. And I'm cool with it. I would much rather them have their best 4 corners out there. Put your best 4 corners out there and see what they give you. But yeah, overall, man, I give them a 7 out of 10, man. I think they did enough to win the game at home. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy with them.
100%.
They did do enough. Bird.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to grade these guys, I don't know. Defensively, I'd give them around that 7 mark too. I do agree with Tor what she said. Like, they didn't get absolutely blown out, and then they didn't like play great. Like that that middle line right there. Like, I'll take that all day. Instead of being great or being shitty, like I'll take being average, you know. And that's pretty much what that defense looked like. They played it good enough not to get their ass whooped, and then allowed our offense to do what they had to do, you know.
And you'll take that until you get that L. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Bend don't break, baby. Bend don't break.
Well, yeah, bend don't break is great, and it's a great sign going into free agency next year with all the cap all the money we're going to have next year, with all the excitement players are going to want to play for us. We've seen that trend over the last few years. So the players we're going to be able to get to beef up our defense, we should be scary. I'm talking about feared the way that Philly was feared in the middle of the season, feared the way that Kansas City was feared a few years back. That's the where we're going. So I'm excited for that. So I'm happy where we're at right now. I'm hoping we can get these next few wins. But next year it's going to look nasty with the money we have. It's going to be pretty.
The money we have, it's the only problem that I see with that. Sorry, Mike, before you go, and you can chime on this too, Mike. Is what if AG is gone? What if Ben is gone? Is that going to affect it?
Bring back Jim Schwartz to the defense.
It's a thinker. It's a thinker. You don't have to answer. It's a thinker. But go ahead.
Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator.
What happened to
Philly? I agree with Chalmers and Superintendent Chalmers in the chat, man. Yeah, it was way too late to be talking about get Stephen Gilmore on the field. Like, we don't even know what he is in any game situation. It's too late for that. But so for the question, I agree with Rumble. I'll give him a solid 7. Outside those 2 big plays, bro, we only gave up 9 points, man. Like 23 total, or what was it? Let me see. 23 total. Yeah. Take them 2 big ass plays off the board. They only scored 9 points for the rest of the game. Defense in the second half only gave up 6 points with the 2 field goals with the red zone stops, man. And they still stopped the run and made them one-dimensional. I'll give them a solid 7, man. If it wasn't from the quarterbacks messed up those 2 big plays, Rams would have got blown off the field.
Yeah,
I agree with that. There was a couple times in there where you're just like, if he just goes down with that, or they don't get that penalty, what the fuck are we talking about right now?
Yeah,
100%.
But let's not forget though, Puka did set a fucking playoff rookie record. So that's the problem. Yeah, we can bend and don't break, but it's that bending part that's fucking me up, because
we gave up like a third and 14.
You get a hot receiver out there, and Sutton's not doing his job, and Vildor can only do so much. You know, and the other thing I didn't like about the best player out of the secondary was Brian Branch. Brian Branch played his ass off in that game. CD didn't do shit. He pissed me off too. Y'all talking that bullshit. Go out there and show me that shit. And he didn't do shit. So I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, yeah, well, you see, man, fuck that motherfucker. Do something. Stop running your goddamn mouth and be out there making tackles. I'm getting sick of that shit. Brian Branch came out there and outperformed everybody in that secondary.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem they're not going to be able to fix this year, though. I mean, you can't do nothing if you don't have the horses. If you look at all the games, like the Justin Jefferson got us for a lot of yards. CeeDee Lamb got us for a lot of yards. This past game, Puka got us for a lot of yards. But you know what happened in all them games? They lost.
Yeah, and to your point, Mike, that's okay. We only let one.
Well,
Puka was going to get off. Right. We knew Puka was going to get off. We knew CD was going to get off. We knew Justin Jefferson was going to beat off. But they did not beat us. We were like, okay, y'all going to eat. But everybody else, look at Coop. Look at Cooper Kupp. It was like, everybody else, you ain't eating.
Right. So what you're saying, Rumble,
I'll take it. I mean,
the Michael Jordan rules on him, huh?
Because as long as you don't have somebody else going off with him, hey, let one guy do his thing. He ain't going to be able to beat the whole team. It ain't worked so far.
Yes. So. Yep. Yeah, no, to your point, Strella, yeah, Michael Jordan rules. Michael Jordan rules? What are you talking about?
Shit.
Let Michael Jordan score all the points and let nobody else get the damn ball.
That's it, baby. That's it.
You can't stop greatness, so.
We did.
Sense to me.
Yeah, I think context matters here. I mean, I think we get discouraged because we let offenses have big plays, and we are probably number one in the NFL in 20-plus plays for our defense. And so they have, I mean, our corners are just not the best corners, and so they need a ton of help. But, you know, I think AG is probably one of the ultimate chess piece players, like in the game, because he's working with what he has. You got to remember that they held that squad to 6 points in the second half. They also all year haven't allowed a rusher to go over or a running back to go over 70 yards all year. So I mean, we're pissed off because of the explosive plays, but in context, like if we held offenses to around the 20-point mark, we're winning games. And again, he doesn't have all the horses. He doesn't have, you know, I mean, we're short corner. Like we pick a guy, and they're probably gonna suffer. And they're still playing man-to-man, and they're still playing zone. So I don't know what else AG has to do, but I just think he's just doing a phenomenal job with what he has.
He stepped it up, definitely.
Doing the best he can. Tori, what's your thoughts?
Last year, we talked about how if our defense was just a tiny bit better, we would have won so many more games because we had so many close games. And I think they did that, whether it's just people stepping up or, sorry, I'm plugging in my iPad. But they're doing that. They're improving slowly, very slowly, but they're better than they were last year. They've improved massively compared to last year, in my opinion. And I think AG is doing a great job with what he has. He can't just all of a sudden have the best defense in the league in a year without completely changing everything. He can change every scheme he wants, and it's just not going to change. And he's doing what he can with what he has, and it's working. We're winning the games. Compared to last year, those close games, we couldn't finish out. Now we're finishing out with what we have. And I think that, like, a lot of our guys are, even last year, I think it was Tracy Walker took a massive pay cut just to stay with us. There's going to be guys that want to come here just because how great it is, how Dan Campbell, the locker room, and hopefully CJ, we got him on a really good deal too because he has history with AG. So, I don't know. Needs a lot of work.
No, the secondary needs a fuck ton of work.
Yeah.
Mike.
So much like what Tori was saying, we see Hutch is getting hot at the right time. I think we still have, and we see if he was getting hot at the right time too. I think we still have yet to see either Jack Campbell or another piece of that defense, like where it clicks. once we get that other player, I think this team's going to be even more fun to watch on defense, because then I think you're going to start seeing people really start flying around the ball. But we did see quite a bit of secondary looking to see who had who, and not really paying attention to who was actually on the field. You know, like I saw a couple of times Sutton looking over to see who was going to help him with Puka, and it was like, nah, bro, you have him by yourself, so you have to adjust accordingly. You know what I mean? So yet he was only 4 yards away from Puka. Puka hit him with the in Strilla's word, the okey doke, and to this guy's point, his legs had a stroke, and there went Puka for the big touchdown. But at some point in time, these guys have to recognize who's out there in that field and go, oh, okay, this guy's going to need help. Otherwise, he's going to get burnt for a deep play. But yeah, man, we do have some work to do on that defense. But again, I think we kept everyone else from scoring. We kept everyone else from making a huge play. So I think at the end of the day, man, if whoever's next up, that's who we got to focus on. And I think Mike Evans is the one up next. So that's who we got to make sure doesn't beat us. Everybody else can try to, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. And if we allow, what was that?
No, you can go, Bird. You can go, Bird.
My bad, brother. Well, watching the Tampa game versus Philly, if Baker was a little more, I mean, he threw some dimes there, but they were just like a foot outside of Evans' hands. You got to watch out, because if he's on when he plays us, those are the plays that fuck us over, you know? So he is going to be a dangerous, to Rumble's point, he's going to be a dangerous receiver we have to pay attention to this coming game, because if they were just on a little bit more, if Baker just doesn't throw that ball that extra foot, I mean, there's multiple touchdowns in that Philly game that Evans could have had. So, yeah, that's going to be a matchup to look out for.
Hopefully we make somebody else beat us. Mike?
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Evans, I'm not really concerned with Evans. I think we did a good job with him when we played him in Tampa this year. And he's been having some drop issues. Like Baker, those weren't those weren't bad passes last night in that Eagles game. He was dropping them. He dropped like 2 passes. Yeah, right. That's what Sky's doing.
Alligator hand them, dude.
Yeah,
bro.
like they were right there. Like, and usually he comes down. Close. He has been having those issues this season. But I'm more concerned with Trey Palmer. I'm glad we don't have to have Will Harris out there, because Trey Palmer was cooking Will Harris.
My God.
He was definitely missing Trey Palmer in that Tampa Bay game. We got Branch back now, so I'm happy with that. But Trey Palmer is a burner, man. He's a 4.3 guy. I think he ran like a 4.33. He's super fast. I think we could do a good job on Goodwin and Mike Evans if the cornerbacks know how to play football. Like, I don't get some of the stuff they were doing out there. Like, I don't get the Cam Sutton play on that 3rd and 1 where Puka got that long ass touchdown. I don't even know what Sutton was doing on that play. I have no clue what he was doing on that play.
Sutton rhymes with nothing.
Dude, he had
Sutton rhymes with nothing.
in the sand, Mike. Be in the sand.
Yeah, he would have been better off. We would have been better off just playing 10 men on the field, man. If that's what it was. I don't know what he was doing. I have no clue what he was doing on that snap.
Day.
Bro, I just gotta say, man, us Lions fans, we're ruthless on our corners. We fucking Jerry Jacobs, call him out all the time. We call Will Harris out all the time. Now we call Cam Sutton out all the time, bro. We are ruthless to our corners. That's one position. If you're shitty on the Lions, bro, we're gonna call you out.
Hey, I think Jerry Jacobs
now we're
is
calling
faster
out
than Cam
Vildor.
Sutton.
We're calling out Vildor too. It's like, damn. Don't come play corner for the Lions, because you're gonna get called the fuck out.
We have some of the most iconic corners on the actual city. You know what I'm saying? Like Finkel and Finkel Joy Road, that kind of thing. I think that's why we're so, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why we're so particular about our corners.
So droll, man. Come on. Rumble, I don't know what's wrong with you, dog.
You know Woodward, you know what I'm saying? But
we got the gist of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys next who the defensive MVP was, but But to be honest with you, I truly think we might agree with this too. Weirdly enough, AG as the defensive MVP, man. Because I think everybody collectively played well. I don't think there was an outstanding member of our defense in any single way. Yeah, Hutch got 2 sacks, but it wasn't 2 sacks really though, boys. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't an outlier in this game by any means. I think it was solid, sound team defense and a great scheme and great adjustments going into the second half.
Yeah, I can agree to that. And they were adjusting all the way to the fourth quarter when, you know, that questionable PI penalty wasn't called. You can tell they were still adjusting, which is cool, man. Like you'd like to still see that from the team, because they were like probably all of us like scared to death. Like, man, this is Stafford. We done heard about this dude, man. Fourth quarter comebacks, blah 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 blah. This was his city at one time, but you could tell they were out there like just, you know, they were just adjusting. Like, we're not gonna let this guy beat us. And yeah, man, shout out to AG, man.
All right, what we got here? Who's doing the sky view? Is this you, Leo?
Not me.
Yeah. All right. Skyview. So this is I believe this was the second TD at Jameer's run straight up the middle. So here we go here.
Our boy's not on the field. Kabinda's not on the field.
Yeah, Kabinda is not on the field. So this play is actually called long trap. Now, what's going to separate our show from any other show, guys, is that we actually know what the hell we're talking about. And so this play right here is called long trap. Now,
Make sure you slow it down, Leo. Did you slow it down? Sorry to cut you off, but you slow the play down?
Yeah.
That's how we can't. Okay. That's how we can't get copyright. All right.
So before I even push play, let me just explain some stuff here. So last week we talked about how Laporta got hurt, right? And the prior week before that, our tight ends couldn't block for nothing. And so we were sending our tight ends across the formation to sit there and get these blocks against Dallas, and they were missing. And they were just going around our tight ends. So here's the adjustment that Ben Johnson did. Okay. He runs this trap play, right? And so can you guys see my cursor, or you guys can't see my cursor?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so here's your tackle here. Usually this guy would come across the formation and he's going to block 0, right? But because this guy has generally been missing the block, he runs this tackle trap. So guess who's instead of this guy, he's going to send Penei Sewell now. Penei Sewell is going to come across now, and he's going to kick this guy out. And it's what's going to sit there and free up Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's take a look here.
This was Penei Sewell's a dog.
Boop. Kicks him out. These two are making an alley, and Jahmyr Gibbs has got an open run lane all the way through.
Snowplows, baby. I love that. I love that play, man.
Here,
wow.
You're going to see it right now from the back end. We'll see it right now from the back end.
You saw Penei pick up that block? Dude just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not pass.
No, you should have saw 73 stop 2 guys in the backfield. You can see that part.
Fucking guys get to the second
this
level.
was a really good adjustment by Ben. Here we go.
That's what they point out. Let's point out Jonah. Look at Jonah.
So here we go. It's 2-on-1, 2-on-1, 2-on-1. This guy's free. Here we go.
Watch Jonah Jackson.
Bank.
Boom. One. Hold on.
Up to the second level. Jonah Jackson gets the middle linebacker, and there's this alley right up here.
Hands in the face that wasn't called by the Rams player.
Listen, look at. I don't know if you guys can see what Golf is doing, but Golf is acting like he's throwing the hitch out here.
The screen, yeah.
The reason why the safety can't fill the lane up here is because it's forcing him to come down.
He can't even see the ball either. You don't know who has the ball. Oh, he got it. It's too late.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a great play. But it was a great play at that time. Perfect play actually, and it was a great adjustment by Ben Johnson.
You got one more light, Leo?
I do. Give me 1 second. Let me try to pull up the Amon Ra play here.
That's a good breakdown, Leo. That was awesome.
Give me 1 second here, guys.
And if you notice in that game when they were running the ball, who they were running behind? Penei. I mean, every fucking time, except for, of course, Gibbs, because Gibbs got to do his own goddamn thing. But Montgomery, he was running behind Sewell.
Yeah.
He just said, fucking, and even if the play wasn't even going that, I'm running behind Sewell. Fuck that. And Sewell was plowing everybody down.
Like it.
You could honestly say you could put in a
Keep
case
on
for Monty
plowing.
as offensive MVP, man. That move he put on third down to keep the drive going.
Oh my gosh.
Reception. Yeah, man, that was huge at that moment.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
still
huge.
his acceleration is deceptive, man. Because that kid is, bro. You're like, wait, you know what I mean? It was like
stopped on a dime, bro.
right. It was like, and then his acceleration, it was like, oh wow, okay, he got us like 6 more yards.
Did you catch his post-game interview? That dude was serious as fuck. And the woman was interviewing him, and he was like, "Look, I'm happy for the opportunity that Detroit gave me to be in this position, but we got a few more games to go. That's what I'm focused on next game." And he didn't even smile. Dude didn't even smile. He was like deadly serious.
Ready to eat. He's ready to eat, man. I love the fact that both our backs are healthy. Like that's crazy.
So,
this time of year.
All right, you guys want to break down the Amon-Ra play to seal the game?
Let's see what we got here.
Let me know if you guys can see. Here we go. Okay. All right, so this play is called Omaha. This is out of 11 personnel, so you'll have one tight end up here, one running back here. Generally, this play has been ran at least in 2022 with an average of 4.6 yards every time they run this Omaha play. And so generally they do run this on second down. And so
signature to our fucking offense.
Yeah, Amon-Ra should probably pause around here. But because this is for the game winner, or they're trying to sit there and shut out the game, he's been told to sit there and kind of reach the sticks here. And so what you're going to get is that you're going to get a stick here. You're going to get a stick here. This is a comeback route, right? And Amon-Ra is going to come back here. And you're going to see J-Mo kind of come out here and clear out and kind of do this out pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Omaha concept. So it's a beautiful play at this time. You could tell that they're running zone. It looks like some type of shell defense. I can't tell if it's cover 1 or cover 2, but it is zone defense, and so it's just a great first down play. Here we go.
Cover 1.
He just pushes the wide receiver so well up the field on this. It's so good.
What a great play.
Game winner.
Notice how he kind of works him to the outside and then he comes back inside. This is actually a really, really great route by Amon-Ra.
Of course it is.
Get off me.
Ain't nobody can cover him. Nobody can cover him.
See how he works him to the outside, comes back inside.
Except Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu had Amon-Ra on lock, bro.
Great description there, Leo. That was awesome, man.
Yeah,
Two key
appreciate
plays,
that, bro.
Two key plays.
Thanks for popping in the skybox today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Sky.
You're welcome. Thanks for flushing the toilet.
Sky don't let anybody in his box.
All right. The last thing is that I really want to talk about tonight. That's I think is kind of a hot topic in my mind. Did we just get the hardest playoff game out of the way?
No.
49ers. We get past Tampa.
The best quarterback.
I think the Packers, if we do get them again, I think that's going to be their front seven right now. I can't stress it enough. Is they're cranking right now, and that offense is feeding off it. And of course, that is the fairy tale ending we want.
We're not about to sit up in here and give the Packers
well,
love.
let me preface my statement on this. We just won the game by 1 fucking point at home. When in the first playoff game we've won in 30 years, you think, in a season where we won how many games?
12.
We're a pretty fucking good football team. So
I give you that.
With that being said, did we win the hardest game we have to play in the playoffs?
Yes, I see where you're going now, Sky. Okay, I got you. Okay, yes.
How are you, Thrilla? Since you're down there shaking your head, I want to hear it. You're boiling.
I don't think every game is hard in the playoffs. Think about it like this. The last time, this is the difference from me knowing stuff way back in the day. So the Lions kicked Dallas's ass in the playoff game when they had their first playoff game. Remember that? 38-6. Guess everybody monikers that game as the Barry Sanders, one of the greatest Barry Sanders runs, right? Yeah. That fool only had 54 yards in that game. You know who was lighting their ass up? Kramer. Kramer was lighting their ass up. He threw 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he was cranking their ass. Then, so everybody gets, oh wow, they killed Dallas. They beat them 38-6. Going to Redskin country, got wiped off the face of the earth.
Got our ass
5-0, right, or some shit.
45-10, or no, it's 45-17 because we got a gimme touchdown at the end. But they were winning 45-10 at one point. So yeah, every game is hard to play off.
I get that, Thriller. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to another playoff game where
got that monkey off our back.
Oh yeah.
Bandit.
What's up, brother?
What up,
man?
I'll mute him for a second. There you go. Neil, you got to echo like hell, man. Fix the echo. Throw the earbuds in real quick.
But yeah, that's.
I mean, mentally, because they got to go past the Rams. I can understand you saying that, but I think the Lions in general right now, and I've heard this from a few players, and I'm not just talking about the star players, but I've heard it from generally every player that they're ready. They're focused on the next game.
It's the best quarterback we're going to see all playoffs besides the Super Bowl.
I think, well, it would be Jordan. It'd probably be Jordan
I think
Love.
Jordan Love is better than Matthew Stafford. Don't you? Ooh, Real, there's a lot of
he was better than him this year.
Slinging those type of words around.
He was better than him this year. Yeah.
Andrew's
Goff
was here in a minute.
Goff was better than Stafford this year. Right?
Well, I think it is not so black and white. We're getting too far ahead of ourselves right here. When we're going with quarterbacks here, but let's see. Matthew Stafford and what he has, right, as a team versus let's put him up against we won't even say Jordan Love right now. Let's go for the 49ers right now. Right? You got Purdy, you got the great white American hope with that ball right there. You got Devo. So I'm telling you right now, the 49ers are way scarier, especially the 49ers in fucking San Fran.
I didn't say scarier. I said harder.
No. I'm saying harder. I will say they're definitely harder in San Fran. Now let me ask you.
Beat them by 1 point.
No, let me ask a question here. If home field advantage was some way able to calculate into points, right? How many points per game do you think home field advantage gives you? Gives Detroit? No. Any home field team. Let's say
it's dependent on team though.
1 to 3.
LA 0 negative.
According to Vegas, it gives you 3.
So
yeah,
3.
Say a field
well,
goal
we'll just say
easily.
with the Detroit Lions then between
Plus
home and
7.
away.
+7.
Okay, so in theory, in LA, we would have lost this game. Right? We can't play 23-24 football against San Fran.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing though. But like I said, LA is like a negative number.
Yeah, I'm just saying that we won by 1 point.
San Fran is a little iffy.
I wouldn't say that this was the hardest game in the playoffs that we could face.
Gotcha.
I think that.
Okay.
I think it was harder than Tampa Bay, but not as hard as Green Bay or San Fran.
Okay. Tori?
I'm so sorry, what?
Oh, here we go.
These dogs keep crying.
All right. Hardest game. Is this the hardest game in the playoffs that we're going to see?
No, San Fran's a little scarier.
Okay. All right. Day.
Yeah, I agree. Man, I don't necessarily think you might be the Niners, man. I don't know if the Packers are hot right now, man. They're hot. So, but I'm not. Tampa's going to be easier because I take my chances against Baker more than I will Stafford. You know what I mean? But no, it's not the
We
hardest
play
game.
Green Bay. We play them at home.
I know that.
So,
But
and it's
Green
not
Bay's hot.
Thanksgiving.
We did lose to him at home
It's
too.
not
Just remember that.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
though.
but see,
It's
here's
not
I understand that.
Thanksgiving.
I like Sky's
A whole
question
different
because
team.
Sky's question is
So,
it's a two-edged sword. Yeah, I think this was our hardest game because 30 years we got that monkey off our back. But now we're in uncharted territories, and the only people who believe in themselves is this team. So yeah, I think this was probably the hardest game, but the hardest team in the I think to Day-Day's point, it's either going to be the 49ers or Green Bay. Clearly, out of whoever wins that game, and I just hope those two teams beat the living hell out of each other. If I'm being honest, like injuries, like the whole nine. I just hope and pray that they beat the living hell out of each other. So yeah.
Name a more embarrassing game to lose than against the Green
Hey,
Bay.
you guys want to see a
Packers.
magic trick real quick? Poof, shitty Ohio State fan.
Oh God!
Go blue.
Hi,
Oh, the
John.
red.
We're rocking it
That's
with pride,
killing me.
you know.
Hey,
Hey.
check this out. I just got a news flash from my Lion buddies. The last time Detroit played Tampa, we were missing Jonah Jackson, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Paschal, C.J. Gardner, James Houston, and Brian Branch. And we still won that game 20-6.
Let's not look past them.
Damn.
And he
No,
didn't
they were
Sunday
missing some
still.
pieces too, man. They
And
were
we
missing
were
some
in
pieces
Tampa,
too.
yeah. And we were in
But we were in Tampa.
But see, Todd
That
Bowles
Reynolds
old
highlight
ass.
tape.
That was a
Todd
proven
Bowles
program for
old
the
ass.
same old Lions to lose that type of a game.
Todd Bowles old ass got this defense cranking right now, man. Let's not
Craig
overlook
Reynolds.
these guys.
Well, I'm not saying underestimate them. I'm not saying that at all. They just beat Philadelphia, but Philadelphia is like Dallas.
That
They just choking the damn players. They're chokers.
They were choking their last
They
6-7 games. They were fucking.
Yeah, really. Anybody could have beat them. We could have got a squad together and beat Philadelphia. That's how bad they were. Shit.
You ain't fucking lying.
But at the same time, though, I'm
I
not.
still think they had a kryptonite with that mobile
You
quarterback situation.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
Mayfield
what, we're
is
gonna
not a
blitz the
mobile
piss out of
quarterback.
Baker Mayfield like we did before. So,
They're
Leo,
about to
Purdy's
blitz
not a
the fuck out of-
mobile.
They're about to blitz the
Jordan
fuck
Love
out
is
of
barely
Love.
mobile.
Listen,
You know
I
who I
think
fear the most. I fear the Baltimore Ravens the most.
yeah, we got to
Listen,
get there first. I agree.
I
It's
think
scary.
While we're on a whole redemption tour, let's make that our final chapter right there. Redemption against Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
That's seal up for all the fucking 70-yard fucking kicks. Fuck you.
Yep.
yeah.
Go ahead, Leo. Sorry.
No, I think, to be honest, you're in the playoffs, so I think it's the game that's in front of you is always going to be the hardest game. I mean, we saw this weekend that no game is a gimme, and it's one and done, like you know what I mean. And so, this game was big, and now it's behind us, and so now the next big game is Tampa. They play with the chip on their shoulder too. Right? Like they can take us out just as much as we can take them out. Can we play mistake-free football? Really? And we did that this past weekend. So, a lot of things can go a lot of ways, but can we just play disciplined football, focused football, and no turnovers? And if we do that, we'll be okay. But I think the hardest game is going to be the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well
that's
said,
a
Leo.
good point. That's a good point, but I don't know. I just really think that this was a huge step in a lot of right directions, and to get over this hump, to me it's the hardest. This game was like almost harder than the Super Bowl. Like in a sense that it had so much fucking riding on it that it was unbelievable. Think of how. Just think about this, and this is what I want to end this conversation on. What if we lost that game?
Oh, just call us flukes, just like they did earlier in the season when we lost the Ravens. This is back to the shit talking.
Right. So it had a lot fucking going on more than just a football game.
Me personally, I would have thought this season was a wash because I don't expect nothing but getting to the Super Bowl. That's my expectations with this regime. Sorry.
Yeah,
should be with like
wins.
every team's regime is like that. They all expect to go to the Super Bowl, whether at the beginning of the year it's unlikely they'll go or not. That's your focus. And the Lions never usually have that focus as an organization. They have to put your ass in the seats. That's it. But when I look at you, you get 12-5 and you go in the playoffs, I expect you to go all the way.
Right.
I don't expect you to lose no playoff games.
I would have felt it was a wash too, man. With 12 wins, I would have been like, "Dang, man! Like what? You know,
and you won the division.
Yeah, in the division, I would have been like, "Oh, you got us all happy for this." You know what I'm saying? So this game was huge, man.
That's tough. I agree with you. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the Thriller, I don't know, man. There's just so much more riding on this motherfucker than just a wash season. Because whole playoff game, like if we were playing at the Rams, home playoff game, come on, like.
Oh, I agree.
Lost the game, it would have been the same line.
There was 150 Rams fans in that entire fucking stadium, dog. Like I've never been my wife looked over and said this to me, and Tori can attest to this. Tori was fucking there. I'm glad somebody else is there. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I've never been to a football game, right? Because I've been to a lot of fucking sporting events in my fucking life, a fuck ton, just like a lot of you, right? I've never been to a sporting event where an opposing team scores, and there's so
silence,
less amount of fucking fans in the stands because of what's going on at the current time, with everybody just wanting to be there from Detroit and shit like that. That you could have heard a fucking fart across the stadium, dude.
Damn.
Well,
it was a fucking library. I'm telling you, when Puka scored that long touchdown, like the chatter, everybody talking, just stopped talking, and it was dead silent, bro.
It's LA though.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, even though
fans,
LA, I get that, bro. But you got a few, you got a cow in there at least, that got in there and are fucking enough to cheer a little bit, dude. I'm telling you, like Thrilla, when I tell you that it was dead silent in there, like I could have yelled Tori's name across the fucking goddamn stadium and she could have heard that bitch. Like it was weird as fuck.
That's because some fans didn't want to say shit. There was only like 2 or 3 of them. They want to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, like 150 there total,
I saw
man.
3 people.
There was no Rams fans around me at all within fucking a section. It was great. Keep it the fuck up, man. Keep it up, boys and girls.
We were commenting on that too. We were looking there and said, "Damn, I don't see any damn
Chris
blue and yellow in the try. I see all kinds of blue, but I don't see blue and yellow. What the hell?"
So it was so sad. It was the weirdest thing.
There's Chris. He said the same. Chris said the same thing. It was dead silence.
It was weird. It was so weird. I do want to end this show on this. We got this out the fucking way. It's on to Tampa. We already beat the fuck out of Tampa. I'm not saying this game should be, a fuck around slouch game in any fucking way.
Right.
But we should go into Detroit and we should take care of fucking business. Plain and simple. This should be a go in. We know what we're about. We know we can beat the fuck out of you. We're going to beat the fuck out of you. That's the way this week should go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on to the NFC Championship game. We're gonna have
at home because Green Bay's gonna beat San Francisco.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what we want, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're gonna have a pregame show and all that good shit. So you're looking for that here on Sunday morning, more than likely, or Saturday night. I don't know what we do. Saturday morning usually is when we do it. So look for that Sunday morning. I appreciate everybody coming out. Bird, Thrill as normal, Tor, Rum, Unc Rum, John showing up late, fucking out of nowhere.
John with the cameo.
Leo,
okay.
Appreciate everybody showing up. As everybody, the normal villains are here. Fucking Neil's sicky boys today, so we appreciate him half-ass running the backside of this when he wants to. So we really we appreciate. See, look at that. When he wants to do it, he'll do it, right? We appreciate that. Dede, as he always gives you. You got anything to say to the boys and girls at home that are listening here?
Nah, man, just keep the same energy next week for all you who are going to the game. Keep it just as loud, if not louder, next week, man. Keep it up.
Agreed. Bring that fucking energy, and it's fuck Baker Mayfield week, baby.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Revenge tour, bro. He cost us the fucking getting in the playoffs last year.
That's true.
Revenge
yeah,
tour.
exactly. That
Revenge
motherfucker.
tour.
That's a
Boom.
good point. Yeah. Yeah, you son of a bitch. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon here Sunday morning for the pregame show. Well, Thursday show. We'll see you for the Thursday NFL show. Everybody will probably be here that's here already. So peace out from the Villains. Feel better, Neil. See you soon, everybody. Peace.